In this day and age when the world has literally shrunk to a global village in a way that could not have been imagined previously, we must realize our responsibilities as human beings and should try to pay attention to solving those issues of human rights that can help to establish peace in the world. Clearly, this attempt must be based on fair play and on fulfilling all the requirements of justice. Amongst the problems of today, one problem has arisen, if not directly, then indirectly, because of religion. Some groups of Muslims use unlawful and suicide bombers in the name of bombing in the name of religion to kill and harm non-Muslims, including soldiers and innocent civilians, and at the same time to brutally kill innocent Muslims and children. This cruel act is totally unacceptable in Islam. Due to this ghastly behavior of some Muslims, a totally wrong repression has developed in non-Muslim Muslim countries, and as a result, some parts of the society talk openly against Islam, whilst the others, even though not speaking openly, do not carry a good opinion about Islam in their hearts. This has created distrust in the hearts of the people of Western and non-Muslim countries about Muslims, and because of this attitude of a few Muslims, instead of the situation of improving, the reaction of non-Muslims, the reaction of non-Muslims is getting worse by the day. A primary example of this erroneous reaction is the attack on the character of the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and on the Holy Quran, the sacred book of the Muslims. In this regard, the attitude of British politicians, whatever their party, and of intellectual in Britain has not been the same as that shown by the politicians of some other countries, and I thank you for that. What can be the benefit of hurting such sensitivities apart from increasing hatred and dislike? This hatred spurs certain extremist Muslims into committing un-Islamic deeds, which in turn provides further opportunity to a number of non-Muslims to air their opposition. However, those who are not extremists and who deeply love the Holy Prophet of Islam, peace and blessing be on him, are terribly hurt by these attacks. And in this, the Ahmadiyya Jamaat or the community is at the forefront. Our single most important task is to show the world the perfect character of the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and the beautiful teachings of Islam. We who respect and revere all the prophets, peace be upon them all, and believe all of them to be the messengers sent by God, cannot say anything disrespectful against any of them. But we are very saddened when we hear baseless, untrue allegations against our Prophet. Nowadays, when the world again getting divided into blocks, extremism is escalating and the financial and economic situation is worsening. There is an urgent need to end all kinds of hatred and to lay the foundations of peace. This can only be done by representing all kinds of sentiments, by respecting all kinds of sentiments of each other. If this is not done properly, honestly, and with virtue, it will escalate into uncontrollable circumstances. I appreciate that economically sound Western countries have generously permitted the people of poor or underdeveloped nations to settle in their respective countries, among whom are Muslims as well. True justice requires that the sentiments and religious practices of these people should also be honored. This is the way by which the peace of mind of people can be kept intact. We should remember that when the peace of mind of a person is disturbed, then the peace of mind of the society is also affected. As I said earlier, I am grateful to the British legislators and politicians for fulfilling the requirements of justice and for not interfering in this way. This, in fact, is the teaching of Islam that is given to us by the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran declares that there should be no compulsion in religion. This commandment not only counters the accusation that Islam was spread by the sword, but also tells Muslim that acceptance of faith is a matter between man and his God, and you should not interfere in that in any way. Everyone is permitted to live according to his faith and to perform his religious rituals. However, if there are any practices done in the name of religion that harm others and go against the law of the land, then the law enforcers of that state can come into action, because if there is any cruel ritual being practiced in any religion, it cannot be the teaching of any prophet of God. This is the fundamental principle for establishing peace at the local level as well as the international level. Moreover, Islam teaches us that if, as a result of your change of faith, any society or group or a government tries to interfere in the observance of your religious practice and thereafter the circumstances change in your favor, then always remember that you must carry no malice or ill will. You should not think of taking revenge, but should rather establish justice and equity. The Holy Quran says, O ye who believe, be steadfast in the cause of Allah, bearing witness in equity, and let not people's enmity incite you to act otherwise than with justice. Be always just, that is nearer to righteousness, and fear Allah. Surely Allah is aware of what you do. This is the teaching for peace in society. Never depart from justice even for your enemy. The early history of Islam shows us that this teaching was followed and all the demands of justice were fulfilled. I cannot give too many examples of this, but history bears testimony to the fact that after the victory of Makkah, the Holy Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, did not take any revenge from those who had tormented him, but forgave them and allowed them to adhere to their respective faiths.